Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Rose via Fire. And I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about reasons why people entertain red flags. Um, One of the reasons why people entertain red flags is because they are not walking in reality. You know what I'm saying? Some people entertain red flags is because their mindset is not walking in reality. They think that life is a fairy tale, you know what I'm saying? That's why some people entertain red flags, is because they think it's some type of fairy tale. They think this world is a fairy tale, so that's one of the reasons why people entertain red flags. And another reason why people entertain red flags is because they haven't really experienced it's like they haven't really lived out like a bad consequence of their decision. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't really been through like a situation that made them, you know what I'm saying, take red flags more seriously. It's like they walking around as though nothing could happen. You know what I'm saying? Everything is cool, this and that. It's because they haven't felt the consequences. They haven't seen, some people haven't seen enough. You know what I'm saying? They haven't seen enough. So that's why they will walk around as though, red flags is a game. That's why. It's because they haven't seen enough. People who have experienced things and they have experienced the consequences, they do not play with red flags like that because they have seen what happens. They have lived out some consequences. They understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And another reason why people entertain red flags is because they could come from a family where, the other family members was entertaining red flags. The parents was entertaining red flags. So now the kid grow up, you know what I'm saying? They entertaining red flags too. They are an adult now, but they still entertaining red flags because their parents was entertaining red flags. You know what I'm saying? They family members, they was entertaining red flags. Nobody put them on game on not to entertain these red flags. So even though they notice the red flags, they still entertain them because it could be some sort of like maybe a generational curse. To whereas these people in the family entertain red flags, the parents ain't put the child onto the game of what's going on. Like, so now the child is growing up entertaining red flags. You know what I'm saying? Just entertaining red flags, man. Another reason why people entertain red flags is they don't have the internal discipline to act on the red flag. It's one thing to see the red flag. It's another thing to have the internal discipline and the internal strength to act on the red flag. Some people see the red flag, but they don't even have the internal strength, the emotional strength, and the discipline it takes to act on the red flag the right way. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the emotional strength, the internal discipline to take that red flag more serious, to be more strict when it comes to that red flag. They don't have that emotional energy. They don't have that internal strength. Does that make sense? Like, they don't really have that internal discipline, the internal strength to be acting on the red flag. They could see the red flag. When you ask them, did you see the red flag? They're going to be like, yeah, I seen the red flag. So if you seen the red flag, why didn't you act on the red flag? Because common sense would tell you that when you see a red flag, you act on the red flag. So why didn't you? So if you seen the red flag, right, why didn't you act on the red flag? And the thing is, these people probably don't even have the discipline to act on the red flag. They're not strict enough. They don't have that emotional strength, that inner strength that inner discipline to act on the red flag. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to see the red flag. It's another thing to have the discipline and the inner strength to act on the red flag. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they do see the red flag. Like when you ask them, hey, did you see the red flag? Yeah, I seen the red flag, but they not emotionally there, bro. They don't have that discipline to act on the red flag, bro. And people need that internal strength and that internal discipline to act on red flags, because like the thing is, bro, like sometimes doing the right thing requires a certain internal strength, if that makes sense. You need a certain level of internal strength to do the right thing. Let me tell you something about making the right decision. Sometimes when you make the right decision, it might hurt you in the moment, bro, because you're making the right decision. It might hurt you in the moment, but it's going to save you a lot of hell in the future. But when you're making a bad decision, sometimes bad decisions, they could feel good in the moment, you know what I'm saying? But they going to haunt you in the future. Same thing with red flags. So when some people see red flags, they think of it as a fairy tale, some bubbly feelings and this and that. They feel good in the moment. They feel the red flag. They feel the red flag. They feel like it's an adventure. They feel like, oh, I'm feeling bubbly inside. I'm emotional. Let me just entertain this red flag. So in the moment, they're going to feel good, but in the future, it's going to haunt them. You know what I'm saying? Some of these women, bro, they be going on these weird dates. You know what I'm saying? Dude talking about, let's go on a date by the lake at night, in the middle of the night, bro. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, some of this stuff be straight red flags, especially if you don't know the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, these women need to be more cautious of what they're doing. Like, some of these women be going on these dates in weird places, like the lake at night. What are you doing at night at the lake, bro? What are you doing at the night time at the lake? Talking about you going on a date. Look like a red flag, but these people be entertaining these red flags. You don't know. You don't know if this dude could be a psychopath. You don't even know who this dude is. He's talking about, oh, let's go on a date by the lake at night, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Like some of this stuff, bro, you gotta really, like, bro, these women don't even be like doing their homework on who this person is. They mind just be in the fairy tale land, bro. They minds be in the fairy tale lands. So you trying to go on a date with somebody you don't know in a weird location you don't know, bro. Like what is these people doing? But let me tell you something, this happens a lot more often than people think. You know what I'm saying? This happens a lot more often. People will really trust a person they have no idea who that person is, bro. They have no idea if this person is a psychopath. Or, you know, I went on this date with this person in the middle of the night by the lake because I thought they treated me nice. Yes, bro, like every killer and psychopath, they gonna treat you nice. That's their personality. Majority of killers and serial killers and psychopaths, they have a nice personality. Bruh, I pray that people discernment gets stronger. That's literally their personality. It's nice. It has to be nice. Because how in the world are they going to lure you into some weird positions and some weird places if their personality is not nice? And this is where it comes to it, bro. You got to have stronger discernment than that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to have stronger discernment than that. Stop entertaining like red flags. You got to have a stronger discernment, bro. You got to have stronger discernment. You got to stop doing weird stuff. Stop going on these dates because God is against dating. You know what I'm saying? Do not follow the world. Do not listen what the world talking about. You know what I'm saying? You wait on God. If God wants you to be married, you got to come into the kingdom, turn your life around, change your life for God, and then you wait on God to send you the right person. You don't go on dates. You know what I'm saying? Because God is against dating. You got to, if God wants you to be married, you got to first come into his kingdom, turn your life around, then you wait a long, long time for him to send you the right person. You don't just go on dates, bro. You get what I'm saying? But people choose to do what they want to do, and then when the consequences arrive, now everybody's like, man, I wish this and that, like this and that. You know what I'm saying? But people doing their own thing, people disobeying the voice of God, and then they wondering why their life is a mess. Come on, bro. People not listening to God, and then they wonder why their life is a mess. Come on, bruh. You know what I'm saying? People are too busy listening to the world. Oh, the world said I should do this. The world said I should do that. Who cares what the world said, bruh? You listen to what God said, not what the world said. Because the world don't even make sense, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That's why these people be entertaining red flags, bro, because man, people just they don't have the discipline to act on the red flag. And then some of them they act on the red flag too late. You know what I'm saying? You gotta act on the red flag fast. Stop acting on the red flag too slow, man. Some of these people be waiting until the last moment, like they be waiting like you get what I'm saying? Like some people be waiting too long to act on the red flag. Sometimes in some scenarios, that's just as bad as entertaining the red flag. Matter of fact, you entertain the red flag up to the point where you chose that you didn't want to, which was sometimes it could be late. It could be too late because you took too long to act on the red flag, bro. You took too long to just close that door. You know what I'm saying? A red flag is no different from an open door for the devil. I'm going to repeat that one more time. A red flag is no different from an open door for the devil. And what the Bible said, leave no room for the devil, bruh. A red flag is an open door for the devil, bruh. That's really all it is. That's your spiritual senses telling you that, hey, this is an open door for the devil. Close that door immediately. Instead of closing the door immediately, people be waiting like 10 business days to close the door. Why is it taking so long to close the door? Why are you taking so long to close the door? Do not wait 10 business days to close the door. Close the door immediately, bruh. If God show you that the devil gonna use that door, close the door immediately, bruh. Why is you waiting too long to close the door? Because by the time you get ready to close the door, the devil already went through the door. You know what I'm saying? And then you got families out there to whereas, you know, it's like the parents don't even be putting their kids on game on what to do in certain scenarios and situations. Because some parents don't even know the game, so they can't really put their kids onto the game. And when they kids grow up, they don't even know the game on how to survive and how to be smart and how to maneuver this crazy, evil world. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to maneuver this crazy, evil world. With all these psychopaths and all this crazy stuff going on, they don't even know how to handle different things because nobody told them anything. And it's sad, bro. It's really sad, man. And that's why you see these people just entertaining all these red flags because nobody told them what was going on. But that's why God is using me to make this message so people could learn the game. You know what I'm saying? Some people gonna have to come to this, to listen to this message just to learn the game. Because their family didn't put them on game, so they gotta come to listen to this message to learn the game. Because nobody told them the game, so they just entertaining red flags impulsively, entertaining red flags just because, entertaining red flags based off of impulse, entertaining red flags on autopilot, entertaining red flags emotionally. You know what I'm saying? That's why people need messages like this. And that's why God be using me to put out messages like this, because it could help somebody, man. You never know who somebody was. It could be a person listening to this. It could be a woman listening to this. She probably was about to go on a date in some weird location with a dude she doesn't know, and she could listen to this message and her life could be saved. You know what I'm saying? It could be a dude listening to this about to entertain some red flags and end up on child support and end up on all type of messed up stuff. But they listening to this message, and now they good, brother. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to entertain that red flag. But you know, like, you know, that's why I do these messages, just to help. You know what I'm saying? To help the people that it needs to help. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, these are some of the reasons why people entertain red flags. I'm not going to say I named all the reasons because there's way too many reasons, but these are just some of the reasons, man, like that I could, you know, come up with, you know, on how I mean, on why people entertain red flags. But that's basically all I wanted to say, man. Peace.